Hello students, from yesterday's class we started learning about linear inequalities. Hope you remember we have learned how to solve a linear inequality, right? In today's class let us continue the same concept, but here they have given you a statement problem as usual. As we have solved in our linear equations, here they have given you a statement problem, a situation they have given. We have to frame it as a equation or inequation. Since we are dealing with inequality, obviously the statement will give us a inequality only. So we have to frame the inequality and then we should solve and find the solution set. Let us see how can we do that. Start with 21st question. Ravi obtained 70 and 75 marks in first 2 unit test. Find the minimum marks he should get in the third test to have an average of at least 60 marks. At least 60 marks. They didn't tell the average should be equal to 60. If it is average should be equal to 60, then we will put equal to sign. Here they have given it is at least 60. At least means what? Minimum they should have 60 marks. So at least means greater than or equal to 60. They didn't tell less than 60 or greater than 60. They have told you at least 60. So minimum they should have 60 marks. So it is greater than or equal to 60. Average means we know what we will do. We will add all the things and we will divide by the number of items. That will give you the average. So 70 is the mark secured by Ravi in the first test. 75 is the secured marks in second test, and we need to find the third test mark in such a way the average of all these three should be greater than or equal to 60. So if we assume X as the minimum marks is scored by who is that? Ravi in the third test, then 70 plus 75 plus X divided by 3. Why it is divided by 3? Because we are finding the average will be greater than or equal to 60. Thus, we obtained our inequality. We can solve for X now. Let us see how can we do this. See, let X be the marks obtained by Ravi in the third test. Then according to the question, 70 plus 75 plus X divided by 3 should be greater than or equal to 60. Remember, at least. At least means greater than or equal to. Remember this, don't forget, right? At least is greater than or equal to. Now solve this. 70 plus 75 is 145. So 145 plus X divided by 3 is greater than or equal to 60. So 145 plus X is greater than or equal to 3. If it go to that side, we have to multiply, right? So 180. So X is greater than or equal to 180 minus 145. So X is greater than or equal to 35. So what does this imply? Ravi should score. X denotes the marks secured by Ravi in the third test. So which implies the X should be greater than or equal to 35, which means the minimal mark should be 35. At least Ravi should score 35 marks in the third test. In order to get his average should be minimum 60. Yes, so how will you write your answer? Hence, Ravi should get at least 35 marks in his third test, right? Hope you understood. So all this lies in framing your inequality. Once you have framed your inequality, the solution follows easily. Let us see how can we solve our next problem. See, the next question is, to receive grade A in a course, one must obtain an average of 90 marks or more. 90 marks or more, which means greater than or equal to 90 again. In 5 examinations, each of 100 marks. If Sunita's marks in first 4 examinations are 87, 92, 94 and 95, find minimum marks that Sunita must obtain in 5th examination to get grade A in the course. This is exactly same like 21st question. They have given you 3 marks. Here they have given you 5 subjects, right? In order to secure grade A, it should be greater than or equal to 90. Which should be greater than or equal to 90? Average. Average means the same thing. You have to add all the values and divide by the number of observations. Here they have first 4 examination marks. and minimal 5th examination mark they asked. So how will you frame your inequality? 87 plus 92 plus 94 plus 95 plus x divided by 5 should be greater than or equal to 90. Yes, hope you can solve this problem by your own. I am leaving this as homework. Let us move on to the next question. Find all pairs of consecutive odd positive integers, both of which are smaller than 10, such that their sum is more than 11. So here they have given you two informations. They asked you to find all pairs of consecutive odd positive integers. How the consecutive odd positive integers will be? If I take x is my first odd positive integer, the next odd positive integer will be x plus 2, right? The next number will be an even number. If x is an odd number, the next number will be an even number. So if we need the consecutive odd positive integer, we have to add 2 to it, right? So if x is my first odd positive integer, the next odd positive integer is going to be x plus 2. And what is given? Find all the pairs of odd positive consecutive positive integers, both of which are smaller than 10. Smaller means what? Less. Smaller than or equal to, no, they didn't tell. It is just smaller. So both x is less than 10 as well as x plus 2 is also less than 10, such that their sum is more than 11, which means x plus x plus 2 should be greater than 11. Again, it is strict inequality. These two are not slack inequalities, they are strict inequalities, right? Using these information, we have to solve for x now. X is, let us see how can we solve this now. See how can we solve this. Let x be the odd positive integer. Therefore, next odd positive integer will be x plus 2. According to the question, both the odd positive integers, both the numbers are less than 10. Less than 10, right? Smaller than 10. That's what given in the question. So, x is also less than 10 and x plus 2 is also less than 10. But what does this imply? X is less than 10 minus 2. This implies x is less than 8. Here we have x is less than 10 and here we have x is less than 8. What you will take now? X is less than 8, because once x becomes less than 8, it automatically becomes less than 10. Right? So the maximum criteria only you should take. X is less than 8, x is less than 10. If a number is less than 8, here somewhere it is 8, 9, 10. If a number is less than 8, automatically it becomes less than 10 only. So we will take x is less than 8. And also it is given in the question. What is also given in the question? The sum of two integers should be more than 11. More than 11, which means 2x plus 2 should be greater than 11, or x plus 1, you can take 2 as common, should be greater than 11, or x plus 1 should be greater than 11 by 2. Yes, so x plus 1 is greater than 5.5, or x is greater than 5.5 minus 1, which is x is greater than 4.5. So we got x should be greater than 4.5, at the same time x should be less than 8. So what are all the values x can take then? So imagine if this is your number line, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right? X should be greater than 4.5. This is 4.5. It should be greater than 4.5. And we are talking about odd positive integers. So we are not bothered about the rational numbers here. So the first number greater than 4.5 is 5. Right? So 5, also it should be less than 8. So 5, 6, 7 are the three possibilities x can take up the values. Right? Because it should be less than 8, greater than 4.5. And moreover, x is a odd positive integer. So which are all odd numbers here? 5 and 7 only. Therefore, x can take only 5 and 7. Right? Since x is greater than 4.5 and x is less than 8, also x is an odd positive integer. odd positive integer, only possibilities for x are 5 and 7, right? And hence the consecutive odd numbers. What are all the consecutive positive integers will be? If x is 5, the other integer is going to be 5 plus 2, right? So the next one is 5 comma 7. Or if we take x value as 7, the next number 7 plus 2 is 9. Don't think why we got here 9, because x should be less than 8. X only should be less than 8. They didn't tell x plus 2 should be less than 8. We have taken the pair of odd positive integers as x and x plus 2. We have obtained the value of x as 5 or 7. So the next odd integer will be plus 2. So 5 comma 7 or 7 comma 9 will be the two pairs of consecutive odd positive integers which satisfies the constraints which is given in the question. Right? Hope you understood. Let us move on to the next question now. See the next question. Find all pairs of consecutive even positive integers, both of which are larger than 5 such that their sum is less than 23. Exactly same as the previous problem. But there we dealt with odd numbers, here it is even numbers. But even then, if you assume x as your first even positive integer, then the next even positive integer is going to be x plus 2 only. Only if we add two numbers, you will get the next even number, right? So x and x plus 2. But how will you frame your inequality here? Both of which are larger than 5. So x is greater than 5, x plus 2 is also greater than 5. From that you derive the condition for x first. Then their sum is less than 23. So x plus x plus 2 should be less than 23. Using this, you find the solution set for x first, and then you find the pair of odd positive integers. Again, I am leaving this to you. 24th problem is homework. Let us move on to the next question. The longest side of a triangle is 3 times the shortest side, and the third side is 2 cm shorter than the longest side. If the perimeter of the triangle is at least means greater than or equal to 61 centimeter, find the minimum length of the shortest side. So we are going to assume our shortest side going to be x, right? So that's what we need to find out. So let the length of the shortest side be x. Then using that, let us find what are the remaining two sides. So once we know all the three sides, since they are talking about perimeter, we know what is the perimeter of a triangle. Sum of all the three sides is going to be our perimeter. So if we assume shortest side as x, we can gain what is the longest side and what is the third side, right? Because they have given you some relationship. Longest side is 3 times the shortest side. So it will become 3x. Third side is 2 cm shorter than the longest side, which means 3x minus 2 will be your third side. So if you add all the three sides, it should be greater than or equal to 61. We can arrive at the inequality and then we can solve for x. Yes, let us see how can we solve this now. So this how only you will be solving our 25th question. So we have assumed the length of the shortest side as x. So according to the question, they have given you longest side is 3 times its shortest side. So it will become 3x, and it is given third side is 2 cm shorter than the longest side. So 2 cm shorter than the longest side. Longest side is 3x, so 3x minus 2. Perimeter they are talking about, so sum of all the three sides at least 61, so greater than or equal to 61, and then solve for x. And one more thing I want to insist on, you should not leave the problem with this x is greater than or equal to 9. No, you have to write the conclusion. They asked you to find out minimum length of the shortest side. If x is greater than or equal to 9, what is the minimum length required? It can be more than 9, but what is the minimum length required? Which is 9. So you have to write, hence the minimum length of the shortest side is 9 centimeter. You have to give your conclusion. Yes. Now let us move on to the next question. Next question is quite interesting. See, a man wants to cut 3 lengths. A man wants to cut 3 length from a single piece of board of length 91 centimeter. The second length is to be 3 centimeter longer than the shortest, and the third length is to be twice as long as the shortest. The same like the previous problem. Instead of triangle, they have given you 3 lengths, a board to be cut into 3 parts. Right, the board total length is 91 centimeter, and they have given you condition. So if you assume shortest side as x, then you can find what is the second length and the third length. With this we can make our inequality. So single piece of length 91 centimeter is given. So which means if we cut, it should be less than or equal to 91. It should not be more than 91, right? So with that we can get our first inequality, we can solve for. But further they have given you few more information. What is that? What are the possible length of the shortest board if the third piece is to be at least 5 centimeter longer than the second? So they have given you second information. They are saying that possible length of the shortest board, they asked you to find out under certain condition. What is that condition? Third side should be at least 5 centimeter. At least means again greater than or equal to 5 centimeter longer than the second one. Shortest third piece should be greater than or equal to 5 centimeter longer than the second one. So using this information we will get our second inequality. So try to solve for x from both the inequalities, and you have to find the solution set of x which satisfies both the inequalities. Then that will be the required answer. Right? Let us see how can we solve this now. See, we have assumed let the length of the shortest piece be x centimeter. Then according to the question they have given you second length 3 centimeter longer than the shortest. 3 centimeter longer than the shortest. So x plus 3. Third length is twice as long as shortest. Shortest we have assumed it as the x. Twice as the shortest. So 2 times x. Right. So if we add all the 3, it should be less than or equal to 91 only. When a board is of 9 centimeter length is cut into 3 pieces, if we add all the 3 pieces, it cannot be more than 91. It can be less than or equal to 91, right? So we have made an inequality less than or equal to 91. Why it should not be exactly equal to 91? Because we will get some wastages if at all if we cut, right? So that it can be exactly equal to 91. If at all there is some wastage, it will be less than 91. So you should take the inequality as less than or equal to 91. So from this we have solved and we have arrived at a conclusion that x should be less than or equals to 22. But also one more constraint is given in the question which says that third piece, which is the third piece is 2x. Third piece is to be at least means I told you greater than or equal to 5 centimeter longer than second. What is your second piece? X plus 3. So 5 plus x plus 3. Now if you add what you will get 8 plus x. So what is your inequality? Third piece to be at least 5 centimeter longer than second. Hope you understood how we got this inequality. Then solve this, we got x is greater than 8. So from 1 and 2 what we infer, the value of x should be greater than or equal to 8, at the same time less than or equal to 22. So which is x lies in between 8 and 22. So what will be the possible length of shortest board? Either it can be greater than or equal to 8, but it should be less than or equal to 22, which means it can be 8 centimeter, 9 centimeter, 10 centimeter, and even in between values it can take up 8.1, 8.2, right? That's why we have given like a inequality. We can say it should be greater than or equal to 8, but it should be less than or equal to 22. Yes, hope you understood. This is a easy concept, solving a linear inequality. Right, in this topic we have also seen how to represent the linear inequality on a solution set on a number line. Right, next we are going to learn about graphical solution of linear inequalities. What we did now, we have solved mathematically, in the sense we have solved algebraically, we obtained the solution set and then we have expressed it on the number line. But now we are going to learn how can we express the linear inequality graphically. Graphically, directly how to obtain the solution. That's what we are going to learn now. And now we are going to learn how to find the graphical solution of linear inequalities in two variables. We know how to represent graphically a linear equation in two variables. Yes, linear equation in two variable will be a straight line. We have done it. How we will draw it as a line? For example, if you have x plus y equal to 5, x plus y equals to 5 is a linear equation in two variables, right? How the graph of the linear equation in two variable will be? It is a straight line. And how will you draw this line on the Cartesian plane? We will assume some values of x, we will find the corresponding values of y, and then we will plot it in the graph. Obviously we will get a straight line, we will join it, right? So that's how we find the, we will represent graphically. And what will be the solution of this? A linear equation in two variable will have infinitely many solutions, because every point on the line will be a solution of this equation. For every point of x we can find a corresponding point of y. So a linear equation in two variable will have infinitely many solutions, right? Now how can we deal with the linear inequality? How we can deal with? It cannot have a solution set. Here we are going to find the solution region. Solution region we are going to find out. And the idea behind this, we know a linear equation will give you a straight line. It can be either a strict vertical line or it will be a slanting line, right? And however it's going to be, the line is going to divide the Cartesian plane into two halves. If it is going to be a vertical line, it will divide the Cartesian plane into left half plane and the right half plane. And similarly, if it is going to be a slanting line, then it is going to divide upper half plane and lower half plane, right? And if it is going to be an equation, we know exactly every point on the line is going to give you a solution. But here we are going to deal with inequation, which means it can be either less than or equal to or greater than or equal to, which means this region or this region. The same way the upper region or the lower region. How to find out which region will be the solution region for the given inequality? So what are we going to do is, we are going to choose a point, arbitrary point, any point in any one plane, in the sense any half plane, left half plane or right half plane or upper half plane or lower half plane, but it should not be on the line. We should take a point which is not on the line. So you can choose any point over here or you can choose any point over here and substitute that point in the inequality which is given in the question. And if it satisfies, that region will be your solution region. I repeat, what are we going to do is, you will get a inequality in the question. Consider it as an equation and draw the line first. Consider it as an equation and draw the line. Draw the graphical line, straight line for that given linear equation in two variable. And then choose a point which is not on the line. It can be either this side of the plane or that side of the plane. It doesn't matter. Choose any arbitrary point and substitute that point in the inequality and check whether it satisfies. If the point satisfies the inequality, not equation, the inequality given in the question, if it satisfies, then that particular region will be your solution region. If you have chosen that point from this side of the plane, then this side fully will become the solution region. If you have chosen from this side fully will become a solution region. The same way here, if you have chosen in the upper half will become solution region. If you have chosen from the lower half will become the solution region. And for convenience, we will always go with origin 0, 0, because substituting in the inequality 0, 0 will become easier, right? So we will choose the origin point. We will choose 0, 0 and we will check whether it satisfies or not. If it does not satisfy, the opposite plane will become the other plane will become the solution region, right? And one more thing to be noted here is, if it is going to be a strict inequality, the line which you are drawing, the points on the line will not come under your solution region. So we will denote it by the dotted line. Okay, when your question is going to be slack inequality, that is less than or equal to or greater than or equal to, then every point on the line will also form a solution region, so that we will denote that line by the dark line. That's it, right? Now if we solve a problem, you will get a better clarity. Let us see how can we solve our problem now. Now see, our first question is x plus y is less than 5. This is what our question. So what to do here? Consider this as an equation, x plus y equals to 5. Then if this is a question, you know how to draw your graph. How you will draw your graph? Take any 3 values of x, find the corresponding values of y, or assume values for y and find the values of x. It's your wish. Now here I have assumed values for x. Always, to have a better clarity about the graphical representation, choose one negative value, one positive value, and you can choose even one 0. Okay. So here I have taken one negative value and 2 positive values. So how will you find your y value? Y is 5 minus x. So minus 2, if you substitute in the place of x as minus 2, minus into minus it will become plus, right? So 5 plus 2 is 7. Then in the place of x I am going to put 1. So 5 minus 1 is 4. Then 5 minus 2 is 3. So obtained the values of x and y. Once you obtain the values of x and y, you have to plot it in the graph. This problem you have to do it in graph sheet only. So I have done it in the notebook by taking scale 1 centimeter as 2 units. By using ruler I have done it. Try to do it in the graph sheet. If you don't have, again draw a proper a scale. Use your ruler, every 1 centimeter you mark it and then draw it. Then only you will get a proper graph. So after that I have plotted the points. I hope you know how to plot the points and all. I got a straight line like this. Why I have drawn that line using dotted line? Because the question is a strict inequality here. Since the question is a strict inequality, the points on the line will not be a solution. So you have to do it with the dotted line only. If it is less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, then draw it with a thick line. Yes. So I have drawn it with a dotted line. So once we have got the line, we come to know this line divides the plane into 2 regions, upper half plane and the lower half plane. This is lower and this is upper. You can name it any way. This as 1, this as 2, this as 1, this as 2. It's your wish. Now I have named it as 1 and 2. Now next idea here is we have to choose a point which is not on the line. Yes. So I am going to choose 0, 0. 0, 0 is not on the line. So choose 0, 0. Now let us choose a point 0, 0 which is not on the line. Now I am going to substitute it in the inequality. What is your inequality? X plus y is less than 5. So in the place of x, what is your inequality? X plus y is less than 5. So in the place of x I have written 0, in the place of y I have written y. Why? Because I have chosen the point 0, 0. Now we are going to check whether it satisfies this inequality. So 0 plus 0 less than 5, which means 0 less than 5. Yes, 0 is less than 5 only. Therefore, which is true. So 0, 0 satisfies this inequality. So 0, 0 lies in which plane? 1. So half plane 1, 0, 0 lies in this half plane only. No. Therefore, half plane 1 will be the solution region of the given inequality. Yes, excluding the points on the line. You should not include the points on the line. Suppose if 0, 0 does not satisfy, then you should say half region 2 will be the solution region of the given inequality. Alright. Now you should shade and show the region. Which is our region now? This is our region. So you have to shade half plane 1. Since this is going to be inequality, we don't know the exact region. The boundaries we don't know. So you can shade like this and show. So this is going to be your, this region is going to be your solution region, excluding the points on the line. Yes. So how will you give your conclusion? Half plane 1 will be the solution region, excluding the points on the line. So whatever inequality you get, if they ask you to solve graphically, how to solve it? First, consider it as an equation and plot it on the graph. Draw a straight line. Since we are going to deal with the linear equation in 2 variable, every representation is going to be a straight line only. So plot it in the graph, draw your straight line. If it is going to be strict inequality, draw it using dotted line. If it is going to be slack inequality, draw it using thick line, and then choose a point. You can always go with 0, 0, but check whether 0, 0 lies on the line or not. If it lies on the line, you should not choose. Choose some other point. Then check whether it satisfies. If it satisfies, that region will be your solution. If it does not satisfy, the other region will be your solution, including or excluding the points on the line. That's it. Yes, hope you understood. See, I have done one more problem for you. Y is less than minus 2. So again, consider it as an equation. So y equal to minus 2. If we draw a graph for this y equal to minus 2, how it will be? You have to plot it on minus 2. Right? If you take any values of x, the value of y is going to be minus 2 only. So whatever the value of x you take, y is going to be minus 2 only. Right? Or else you can tell y equal to k is a line parallel to your x-axis. Right? So I have drawn a line, y is equal to minus 2. But you have to express it using dotted line because it is a strict inequality. Now this line divides the Cartesian plane into two halves, 1 and 2. Now choose a point. I am going to choose again 0, 0, which is not on the line. So I have chosen 0, 0. Substitute in the inequality. Inequality is y less than minus 2. So y value is 0. So 0 less than minus 2, which is false because 0 is greater than minus 2. Therefore 0, 0 lies in the first half plane. Right? But 0, 0 does not satisfy the inequality. Therefore, this first plane will not be a solution region. Therefore, half plane 2 will be the solution region. Half plane 2 will be the solution region, excluding the points on the line. Alright, you have to shade and show. This is your solution region. Hope you understood. We have chosen 0, 0, but 0, 0 does not satisfy. Therefore, this region won't be the solution. The other region will be the solution. But for the previous problem, it satisfied. Therefore, the region containing 0, 0 became the solution region. Here it does not satisfy. So, the region which is not containing 0, 0 will be your solution region. Yes. Hope you understood. If it is going to be strict inequality, it should be expressed as dotted line. If it is going to be less than or equal to, you have to draw it with a thick line. Yes, hope you understood. It's a very easy concepts only we have learned today. Do these problems as homework and post it in the group without fail. And if you have any doubts, you can contact me. Try to do these problems in the graph sheet so that you won't make any mistakes. Unavoidable situation, you can do it in your notebook, but kindly don't do it with your free hand or a rough graph. If you are going to do it in your notebook, kindly use your ruler, mark every 1 centimeter in pencil, and then take your scale accordingly. Hope you understood. So try to do it in your graph sheet. Do it in your graph sheet, cut it into a piece and paste it in your notebook. Right? Hope you will do these problems as homework. Any doubts, you can contact me. Thank you, students.